this is frozen.
All right, I'll keep checking.
Hi, everybody. I'm Grace Grella, your intuitive host. And as always, we're here because it's all about you, getting you into the positive zone. We want to give you that good 411 about your lives, put a little pep in your step. This is the holiday show, and boy, am I grateful for tonight's special guest, Glenn Duff. Yay! And the angels sing, Glenn, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me on.
I am so honored. And I was trying to explain to you that before I met you at Terry Leone's house, hi Terry Leone, we love you, a brilliant Aquarian that she is, I hadn't heard about you my whole life.
It's getting to that point, that I've been doing this for almost 36 years and I'm meeting people that weren't even born when I first started. It's a little scary.
Yeah, I know.
Getting that grandpa thing going. Yeah, it's been a long time, so people come up. And there's families that I've read for that I would say, you're going to have a child, and now that child is grown up and married and comes to me. So.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah,
it's really great.
And things that you said that you get feedback now, because sometimes it's years before things happen.
Right.
People write it off.
I know. I had people saying, Grace, yeah, you're a nice lady, but you're a little crazy.
Yeah.
You're a little cray-cray. And then you get the 10-year phone call. Yeah. Grace, it happened, everything verbatim, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, it's not like, I called my Camilla Parker Bowles. She had to wait 32 years to marry a prince. But it happened, okay? So if you and I read for her prior and said, oh, yeah, you'll get your man. It's going to take 32 years, babe.
Yeah, sometimes the time, there is no time on the other side, and I try to explain it to people. Right. So sometimes I'll see something in front, and I've already given a date. I don't do, when somebody's going to pass, but somebody very close had asked me one time, and I gave them a date. We were in May, and I said June 6th, June 7th, and 8th. Well, nothing happened. July, August, September. They figured I'm totally wrong. Person died June 7th the following year.
Wow.
So I was 13 months off.
Wow. Well, that's what people have to realize, that with this work, as you said, there is no time frame in heaven, and we just keep the faith because we know it's going to transpire. Sometimes we just don't know exactly when. That's why I love astrology, because it's really great for timing.
Right.
So that helps us out, and you do numerology.
Yeah. Well, I was going to get into astrology.
Nessia, you want to come up to the microphone, honey?
Years ago, I had a Hindu astrologer who had done my reading, my diet, everything, changed my whole life. And I went to get into it, and I'm mathematical, but it was so deep that I hit numerology, and I'm like, that works for me.
Yeah, you resonate.
Yeah, it works with it.
Yeah, I think it's a guy thing, the left brain, I'm logical, linear, I can do this, And well, you can do so many things, you're unlimited. You are so brilliant. Not only as a psychic, but as a medium and as a hypnotherapist.
Actually, my main career, I started as a musician. And back in the 70s, there was a song called Oh Black Betty, Ram Jam. Actually, the album had come out, it sold 1 million copies. Actually, the studio was right here in Great Neck. And the drummer comes walking with a broken leg, and I'm a studio musician, and I'm in the studio, and he walks in, and they looked at me, and they said, do you want the job? I was on a plane 2 weeks later, toured for a couple of years with them, did another album with CBS. And then one of the guys in the band was killed in an accident coming home. And I went to see George Anderson, and that's what started the whole thing.
Wow.
So I'm still in the music. That's my love. If you say to me, what would you think? Put me on the tour bus.
We do have a show here called The Brick Wall, where it's an open mic where musicians come and do their thing. You could come back.
That's my...
All right? And do your...
It took me a long time.
That's your passion.
That was my,
This is your gift.
This was a hobby, and that was my career. And then all of a sudden, it just... it switched. So now I don't have to, now I can enjoy it. I don't have to, worry about where the next work is coming from with that. Because it's a tough industry.
Well, I know how brilliant you are. I know how talented you are. And they know I'm not lying because I answer to the higher authority, and I don't want that lightning bolt coming down on my head when I go outside. So we're just gonna have a little something here for our guest this evening. Nessie, you beautiful Virgo, you. Thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm so happy that it was Nicole Sterneman that was the connected dot, right, that got you here. I love synchronicity, and I always ask people this story. How did you meet? How did you find out about this? Or how did you meet your wife? Or I love those, the whole universe conspires to make your life happen. I love the stories. So you're a Virgo, and so you already know you're perfect. Practically perfect like Mary Poppins, okay? You're very self-critical. Virgos are. Trust me, I have a Virgo
But it's
ascendant.
because I'm self-critical that I don't think I'm perfect. So.
Yeah, well, that's good. Keeps you humble, right? A little grounded.
So.
So what we're going to do for you tonight, lucky lady, is you have both of us. Two readings in one. So we're going to. I know Glenn had written down your numbers.
Just took the numbers down, so we'll look at that.
Okay. And right off the bat, I could tell you that there's something to do with a Ray or a Raymond, all right? And around this name, I don't think you know this person yet, okay? But this is going to have to do with a move that's going to come into your life. You're going to be thinking about a move or relocation after the holidays. And I want to say sometime in February of 2017. Okay, and so this could be the real estate guy. This could be a new landlord. This could be, let's see how the universe brings them in to you. Okay, but a very positive, a good vibe about it.
We'll check on there. Let that go.
Mike, come on camera, Mike. Mike Peters, everybody! Yay, Mike Peters! Without Mike Peters, this show wouldn't happen. Let me tell you something. This man he's our media man extraordinaire, and we just love and adore him. And I call him Magic Mike, not like the stripper movie. No. No. He's a good boy, but. What's wonderful is that we have so many talented people like Phyllis Sterneman, that's our floor manager tonight, and Rebecca Farina, who has her own production company. She's in the control room, always keeping control, our director. And Gadir, I know you're in there too, helping out and volunteering. So this is a labor of love. Nobody gets paid here. This is our platform, free platform with love from above. From me to you. So if you're watching live, you want to call in, don't be afraid, you can call me. Phone line is 516-629-3705 or 3715. And if you're watching the rebroadcasted shows and you're like flipping out because you want to be here and feel the love, just email me at gracegrella@gmail.com. We'll make it happen for you. This isn't going to be Glenn's only appearance here, so relax. We're going to have him back as often as we can. And so just email me your deets, your info. We'll make it happen for next year. So on that note, we're going to get back to the lovely Virgo, who's waited so patiently. Another one of your great attributes, patience.
You're going to have, first of all, there's an older male. I don't know if you know him. He has an accent when he speaks. There was a Morris, a Milton, a Morris, a Martin. And it's a family member, I think?
Yeah, he's my, Morris is my sister-in-law's father.
Now, he's still here, though, not passed?
No, he hasn't passed.
Because there's somebody here that connects to him. And I don't know whether they lived out of the country. But there's somebody that's calling out to him and trying to reach, because he's been going to, and this is interesting because here, you're sitting here and I'm discussing somebody in the family, but there was a connection with an Alan and a David as well that's going to connect to him. But anyway, he's going to have, this is going to be something, and we were discussing this before, where I say things so quickly, and then people go home on the way home and they're going, oh, that's his nephew. So
my brother is David.
This is when you come in, I just get hit with so much stuff, and I know time-wise we're a little limited with it, but as I see the Martin around you, the Milton, whatever, some things are coming up with him. Somebody's making a shift and a move. There is, I don't know if it's going to be like the artsy side or the writing side with you or fashion, but you have this intensity. I keep seeing like a book on one side, I see FAT on the other side, and I'm seeing like creative with you, and that's what you're supposed to be in. In some of the prior incarnations, you had that, but you were held back. You weren't able to do it. So in this lifetime, you're going to have that little edge about you. You're always going to try to rock it. When you were younger growing up, that happened where your family wanted to keep you a certain way. They might have been a little bit more rigid, and you were going to push it off. The next year is going to have to do with training and learning for you. So the thing is, don't feel like if things are not, if you're driving on a road and it's icy, you're going to have to drive slow. Next year is one of those years where just take it a little slower. And then about a year from now, I see some finances coming and it's going to have something to do with work. Did you not finish? I mean, you're old enough that I would say you're out of school. Is there still training you're planning on going to?
I have my bachelor's degree. I want to pursue a master's degree. I'm just kind of, I don't know, education, social work, psychology, and then I'm also really into astrology. I've been studying astrology a lot, so I don't know if I should like do that as well.
You know, it's funny, I'm looking at your numbers too, and I'm trying, all right, whenever your numbers come up, you have a lot of sixes. We were talking about it. Very interestingly enough, there's a number called the Christ vibration, and it's called the 33-6. It has to do with the way you wear the numbers. You have that actually as, I think it's your life path, and you have it as the year you're going through. So a 6-year would be like a moving into a house or out of a house. A child's going off to school. A family member needs assistance. A 33-6 is all those at the same time. So it's been a very intense time family-wise and domestic. And what's going to happen, if you want to do any sort of schooling or training, if you can do it into the next year, even if you just start with one class a week, do it. It's going to be very, very important. David, now who is David?
Yeah, I have, my brother is David.
Who's doing the law?
My brother is a lawyer.
Okay, because I'm seeing legal around as we're talking. There's an older woman who connects to the Martin and Morris, and then there's somebody else, as a male fatherly type figure to you, who's telling me about David has an opportunity. I also see white flowers, which means there's a marriage or birth or engagement or conception.
He just got married.
Yeah, so that's what's going to happen. So that's taking place with him. And he's going to have a Florida.
This
is every day.
This is just the man's on a roll. He's hit point after point after point. Wow.
And he's going to have a down south connection. So whether he is thinking about it or not, probably not. He'll probably be a Manhattan kind of guy. But there's going to be a connection.
He lives in Philadelphia.
He's going to go further. There's going to be some other connection. And he has a choice between doing a self-employment thing or working for a larger firm. And it's going to be his opportunity. But the white flowers, there's going to be another one coming up. So when was the marriage? This year?
Yeah, it was November 6th.
And there's going to be either in the family another marriage or a child to come along.
Both.
There's another one.
There was her brother actually got married on December 4th, and then my sister's due in March. She's gonna have a
because this is all happening right around. There's a Jack or Jacob as well, and this one you may not know. You're going to go, and that's going to go. You're almost going to have to check with the parent on that. Is there a split in the family with parents?
Yes,
because
divorce.
I'm sitting here and I'm going, I feel like there's one side I'm not as close with, and I don't see the parents together.
No.
There was a Sandy or Sam or Sarah as well. Again, you're going to remember, you later on write these things down, or if you get to watch a rerun of this, because someone's going to come
absolutely.
up. And I had one where somebody gave me a name once, and I said no, and they told me, oh, well, you're Italian, and I looked, and most people don't know that, even when I was a blonde. And I said, my grandparents are born, and they said, oh, you're Sicilian, and I said no. Turned out, I found out my great-grandmother, my mother's grandmother, who died before she was born in Sicily, and then moved up to Avellino, near Naples. So I didn't even know it. So when I'm giving you names, you're not checking it, don't worry about it.
They find you, honey. Everything you're saying will find you. But we also hold that thought because we have Linda holding on the phone. Linda, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, lovely Linda.
Hi, how are you?
February 19th, that's a lucky number, 19.
February 5th.
Oh, it's February 5th.
Oh.
1965.
Oh, okay, honey. Hold on, Glenn.
Okay, you can give us something. I'm going to write this one down.
All right.
She's February 5th, we said?
Yeah.
Yep.
February 5th. Okay. And you had a question for both Glenn and I?
Yeah, I just want to know, like, the future. I've had a lot of hard times in 2016. A lot of sadness, tragedy, and...
Join the rest of the planet, babe.
There's a Michael. I don't know if this is somebody in the earth to cross with you.
No.
It's if not, it's going to come in. Also, I don't know who just went through the medical thing, but I'm getting a lot of medical symbols around.
Medical?
I don't know whether somebody was just in for something health-wise, or somebody's working in the field. Because when I get this symbol, it either means you're working in the field, or somebody's going in for something?
Well, I was in an accident, and I've been going to medical for the last 2 years.
Okay. I don't feel everything's going to be 100%, but you're going to find that things are going to start to improve slowly. There's going to be either a numbness or like one of those type of pains that I don't want to say it could never heal because, you know, don't say never, never say never, but it's there. I also feel a split in the emotional side or the personal side, which has been very, very difficult, and you haven't been able to get yourself going. It's been a depression or a frustration, if you understand what I'm talking about. And you're going to just have to hang in. You still have a little bit more to go through, and then it's going to start to pick up. From a number point of view, actually, from a number point of view, let me see it because I'm doing this so quickly. Actually, have you not been able to work? Have you been pulled back from things?
Yes.
All right. Watch by about April or May into the new year because something could be offered. It comes in front of you, and it'll be in a good sense, and it's going to be very, very, you're going to be excited about it. And you're going to finally start to get out of like this slump or this depression. What's with your leg? Your one leg, because I don't know if it's a numbness, and I don't think that's where the problem was, but there's something like I'm getting a connection between the back and your one leg.
My back.
Well, if you
my
walk,
neck and back.
Okay, when you walk, if you walked on the beach and you look at your footprints, one is deeper than the other. There's something, your body is off a little bit. And it's going to cause some headaches or some pressure there as well.
Right.
Also, I'm not a medical person. I don't give medical advice. But from a nutritional point of view, look into some holistic things. I'm talking about just good, healthy eating that's going to help you out quite a lot.
Gotcha.
And there will be, I believe it's going to be a Michael. Well, there's two reasons I get that. Unless you lost somebody in an accident besides you going into one. Because one of my friends who's like a guide of mine who died is Michael. So when I get him, it either means somebody has his name or there's a male who died tragically who's here. So in an accident. I was taking it as the name connection. I'm not sure, but.
No.
Okay, then it's going to be the name connection. So there's going to be somebody with that name who's going to be connecting and helping you out a little bit.
Okay.
Now, are you going to physical therapy, honey?
Yeah, I'm doing all that. I've done all. Now I'm at the point of surgery point.
Right. And is this, they want to unfuse a disc?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm seeing a disc that got compressed and like fused because of the situation.
Right.
And that this will eradicate that. I do feel that this is something that'll be ongoing, that you really have to, like Glenn said, you really have to keep nurturing yourself and being your own health advocate.
Right.
And it's usually in the healing that, our healing, that we're then able to heal others.
Gotcha.
And I feel that you're going to somehow wind up working in either a holistic way where you are assisting others who have gone through what you're going through.
Right.
Okay. But
when is this? Do you see this?
This is going to take like 2 years.
Okay.
Because I think next year is your stabilization year. Now, were they talking May to do this surgery?
No. No. I'm not really sure. I just have a consultation the end of the month.
Okay. At the end of the month, I want you to get back to me on this. Let
Okay.
me, because I see the month of May that they're going to offer the surgery for you.
Okay.
Okay. And I get it. I'm seeing angels, so I know, you got backup. You're good.
Okay.
It's good to go. But also, I want to say that, now, do you have 3 children?
What's that?
Do you have 3 children?
No.
Are you one of 3 children?
No, one of 6.
Okay. Why am I seeing 3 kids? You have 3 grandchildren?
No.
All right. They're showing me 3 children. I don't know what this means, so I'm just going to give it to you.
Okay.
Okay. And these 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. And I keep hearing Kathy or Catherine. Remember that name. Write that down.
Uh-huh.
She might belong to these kids. These could be people, a therapist I'm hearing. These could be people that are going to be brought into your life in the future that are just going to help out.
Okay.
All right. But Glenn's right 100% with every point that he's given you.
Right.
And so, I think you should go to his salt cave. Tell her about your salt cave.
Oh, yeah. I just made a shift after 18 years of working in the same office. I just moved into a salt cave, which I didn't even know what it was when I moved in. It's called the Healing Grotto. It's in Belmore. And they have, it's halotherapy. They have this Himalayan salt that's in the air. And you go in. Yeah.
My niece was telling me about that.
Yeah, I mean, and this is local because the other ones are kind of far away. And I'm doing classes in there, and I find, twice a week I'm in the cave. Now, I
Right.
mean, the cave is an experience. You can also go into a booth. We have a booth that you can sit in, like a phone booth.
Right.
And it's more condensed. But the experience in the cave is nice because you're in this, like, Himalayan cave. But that helps speed the healing process, not just in the respiratory. I want you to watch also because I feel that there's a duality, like they want to do an operation, but there's something else that's causing them. They're going to say, well, we can't do the operation until this level is okay. So you're going to have one thing hinging on the other. And I'm not quite sure if it's a level in your system, but just be aware. There's going to be a William and a John also that you're going to be connected with.
Okay.
All right?
Now go to his website, which is www.glendove.com, and get the information about calling and scheduling. Go to see him at the Salt Cave.
Yeah, it's called the Healing Grotto. If you go on my website, there's a link to the grotto. When you go on it, it'll bring you there.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the reason that one of the major reasons you called in tonight, honey. Spirit always puts us where we need to be, and you need to be with Glenn at the Healing Grotto to assist in facilitating your healing.
Okay. Okay.
So after you get off the phone, which is going to be like right now because we got to move on. We don't have all day here tonight.
Gotcha.
Please do that. Go to his.
Absolutely.
All right.
Do you see anything with my business, like selling or anything in the future?
That's really not going to take off for you until the summer.
Yep. I was going to say September, October, so I may be.
August.
It's going to be the later part. And even from a number point of view, you'll be in the 8. So that's it. Yes, but not right now.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know why I feel like you're having to do everything yourself, like nobody's doing it for you.
Right.
Which is
You're
a
saying 2017, you said?
Yeah, the later part. Like she's saying, like
End of August, September, like that. First, that's going to pick up, like Glenn said. It's going to happen. Don't worry about that.
Right.
Just stop stressing your body out. Right now, your body needs to be focused on healing it.
Right.
And you're going to get off the phone right now. Thanks for calling in.
Okay.
And make that appointment tomorrow to go to Glenn's Healing Grotto with the Himalayan salts.
Okay, very good. Thanks,
Thank you.
great.
God bless, honey.
Thanks.
Have a
Thanks,
great
Glenn.
Thank you.
have a
nice
great holiday,
You too.
sweetheart.
You
God
too.
bless.
Bye-bye.
All right. I love it when this happens. This is like synchronistic. It was like this is the reason she called in. She needs you. And what a blessing you are on so many levels. And
That's how we all connect. Well, listen, how we met too. It's always interesting how
Terry
people-
Leone's. I love Terry Leone, and she's a brilliant healer. And she had this workshop with you doing past life regressions. I had always wanted to do this, and I said, "Oh, MG, I always wanted to meet you."
Right.
So I said, "I have to go." And then she winds up in the regression. We're in the same lifetime.
Right, that was an interesting story because I did a group regression. A group regression, you can't really stop and ask each person what's going on because you have a group. And at the end, when we were talking, it turned out that the two of you
We're in Egypt.
Yeah.
Grace, it was you. Yeah, it was you. That kind of thing. But it's always being at the right place at the right time for the right reasons. And I love it when people call in or they're here because they need you.
Yeah.
And
you mentioned something before when we give names. As I said, I took a long time. Like I said, I'm just started my 36th year. Where if I say, who's Thomas, and they wouldn't respond, they'd say no, and I would think I'm wrong. Now I've learned to go, no, I'm right, and then I get that phone call either on the way home. The next morning I get the text, and they're going,
Right.
I'm sorry, it's my brother. I'm like. And it's happened to me where I think it was John Edward, a friend of mine, who says he calls it psychic amnesia.
Right.
I love it because people just sit
people
there.
get nervous. It's okay.
It
And you know
happens.
what? We get nervous too, and then we get anxious, and instead of trusting spirit, knowing hey, they haven't let us down yet. Hello.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, that if you think I'm crazy now, but I'll be amazing in 3 months, give me a call, okay? And we're not crazy, honey. We're giving you the right information too, you beautiful Virgo, you. So I'm so happy you came here so that you can have both of us. And he's so keyed in to David, your brother,
You're
the lawyer.
talking about the psycho. There was an artistic, creative side of you as well, not just a therapy side.
Yeah.
And
I always wanted to be. It was my dream to be a writer.
that's
And,
Children's books
maybe. I just don't.
about spirituality and about how to trust yourself and about what you went through when you were a little girl, all right, and being brought up in Judaism, correct? Okay, but you always had an affinity for all religions, okay?
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
a nice Jewish girl says, "Hey, I love everybody." you
Well,
know?
and also,
Yeah.
Israel and France, those are two countries you're going to need to go to if you haven't traveled already.
I want to go to France. I taught overseas in South Korea, and I'm always looking for like a new country to go to. I
Yeah.
thought of Colombia. I thought, I don't know.
Because for you, the travel thing is going to be very important, and that's where your writing is going to come in.
Yeah.
So journal things, keep notes, even if you just dictate something into a voice recorder in an iPhone or something like that.
It's funny because I was actually on an astrology group, and we were discussing like my chart, and I don't know if you know, but my North Node is in Aquarius in the 3rd house, and they were saying how like now because of what the transits and what's going on right now, that like this would be the perfect time for me
So
to
your
get
South
into my
Node is in
creative.
the 9th house.
3rd
of-
house.
you-
Communication, 3rd house.
Oh, I thought, okay,
No.
I
My-
juxtaposed it.
yeah.
I'm having dyslexia here. And
Yeah.
Mercury doesn't go retrograde until the 19th.
Oh, please.
No, we're in
Okay.
the shadow phase now, though.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But it's, this is your niche. This is, I agree with Glenn, you had a very important lifetime in Paris. And you need you as an artist there. And I think that's what he's keying into.
and the writing side. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, not that. Whenever I see these numbers, I always say to somebody, I say, I see the help, like hamburger help, a little hand, you know? Okay. Just-
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, and it means you're not to be a stockbroker, commodities trader, financial analyst. Just stay away from anything
Even
like that.
now, like with my employment, I only work for nonprofit or education. I cannot work for any
just- It's
your
corporation.
soul.
I mean, you
honey.
could,
just
if you had to do it,
can't.
but it would be torture. So Korea
Yeah.
said comfort, counsel, or advise of other people, but then you're going to have to do something for yourself. That's where the writing comes in. It's not, I'm not saying you to make money from it, you could, but that's a labor of love that you're going to need to do. And that's something you're going to work out later on. And it could be a project you work. Like I think I started something, a book. I hate to say how many years. My wife will throw something at me.
All right, hold
with a
that
neighbor,
thought. Hold that
and
thought. We got to
been going for
wrap,
years.
and I'm not talking. We got to wrap this up. We're in a time warp. It just flies by. If you're watching live, don't go away because we're going to be right back. For everybody else, stay in the positive zone. Enjoy your happy holiday, and we'll let you know when Glenn comes back. Absolutely. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Woohoo! All right, so we're going to go out still giving you information, so don't worry about it.